What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Back again with another video. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Today I'm gonna go over a couple quotes from one of my favorite books, The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. If you haven't read it, I definitely recommend checking it out. And I just wanted to, title this video like "Wake Up, Black America." And the reason I say that is because a lot of us are brainwashed, like out the gate. I spent the first 24 years of my life searching for truth. And I think a lot of us know the stuff that's put in front of our face isn't true at all. It don't make sense. You watch how hypocritical our family members are when they go into church, so they kind of turns you against religion and stuff like that. And so I had to go on my own journey to find truth, as well as most individuals do. If you like what you hear, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you like the message of the video, please share the video. So this current quote I got on the screen right now, I preface it off of everything based around Black culture today. You and I know when you sit in a room by yourself, it's just you and your thoughts. Yet we're taught by TV that we're all supposed to think the same, act the same, and carry ourselves the same. And so I look at this. If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his action. So if I can raise the masses of Black men to think they're shooters, to think they're drug dealers, to think they're LGBTQ members, right? If I put all these different topics in your face, I'm not showing you consistently Black men leading their family. I'm not showing you a bunch of black fathers driving their kids to school, walking their kids to the bus stop. I'm not showing the women, healthy mothers getting up making their kids breakfast. I'm not showing them images of moms not stressed out because they got to work 2 and 3 jobs to take care of their kids, right? I'm not showing them images of moms twerking in front of their babies. But if you can control a man's thinking, you don't worry about how he act, right? So they put these images in our face, and because we aren't thinking on our own, we're literally a modern day minstrel show on our own. Whether you look at somebody like Black Youngster, which I don't knock anybody for their expression of creativity, but I can acknowledge the effects that it has on the future generations. So whatever art you decide to put out, that is totally your right. I'm not a controller. But your art does affect your descendants, whether you agree or disagree with that. And so, because most of the imagery that is put in front of our face is negative, and I know it has to be some girls that sit down and got 2 or 3 kids by 3 different men. They got to be asking themselves like something ain't right. I knew I was meant for more than just being a baby mama. I knew my life had a bigger purpose. Something isn't clicking. I know there's guys that's sitting around, they got a court date coming up, or that they got to help their mama pay bills or something like that, or they in college struggling, or they married and they sit in the car because they can't help pay bills and they nervous and they say my life got to be bigger than this. Everybody is meant to be abundant. We're not meant to be in these negative rhythms of life to where it's constant stress and chaos and stress and chaos. But that is the imagery that is shown in our faces on a daily basis. And we all know thoughts are things, and you become what you think about. And if I'm only showing you negative imagery, and if you agree that where you currently are right now is a manifestation of your past thoughts, then you would agree that you need to disconnect from the negative things that you consume, the negative music, the negative food, the negative TV shows, and the negative people that you consume yourself with, right? When you determine what a man shall think, you do not have to concern yourself about what he would do. If you make a man feel that he is inferior, you do not have to compel him to accept his inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And that's why you got everybody running around saying Black Lives Matter. I'm oppressed. White supremacy. I'd be damned if I say a white person is supreme over me. I ain't never heard my daddy say that, my grandpa say that, none of that. I come from men. And I think it's a joke that we got so many tough men that if I say something you don't like, you'll pull a trigger. But if a white person says something you don't like, you sit on TV and cry and say, "Oh my God, that wasn't nice. Look at his emails. He was talking about his lips." But if somebody black say something, load up the clip and let's spin the block. Let's go shoot up his mama house, right? That's why I say we've been trained, conditioned to be soft, fake, masculine men. I'm only tough when somebody's the same skin color as me. How is that, right? If you make a man think that he is justly an outcast, you do not have to order him to the back door. He will go without being told. And if there's no back door, his very nature will demand one. And what's happening in society right now? We need safe spaces. We need black only stuff. We need to uplift black businesses. Like it ain't been black businesses since the beginning of the time. Like Jack Johnson wasn't a heavyweight champion and also patent the wrench. We've been successful. But because you don't know your history, because you really don't know your ancestors like you run around saying you do, you just cry to say you were oppressed. Like, how do you read Nat Turner's Rebellion and say you oppressed? How do you read Booker T. Washington Up from Slavery and say that you oppressed? You don't connect yourself with that? I know I do. When I read books like The Miseducation of the Negro, I'm like, oh, I get it now. You want me to think less of myself because that uplifts you. I mean, think about a mass of society where everyone has been enslaved, but from K through 12, you only teach black kids that they've been enslaved. Wouldn't you question that system? Or would you come out of that system believing everything they say? Malcolm X said only a fool will let his enemy teach his children. And look what we got doing. We all come out of these public school indoctrination camps feeling like we less than, not knowing our greatness or how true we are. Another quote. History shows that does not matter who is in power or what revolutionary forces take over the government. Those who have not learned to do for themselves and have to depend solely on others never obtain any more rights or privileges than they had in the beginning. So what does it matter if you got a Democrat or a Republican president? What does it matter if it's Trump or it's Biden? What does it matter that if it's communism or it's socialism or it's capitalism? Well, I guess it matters if it's capitalism because you can get out here and really create some stuff. But under them other oppressive regimes, boy, you doing bad. And we so busy asking the government to take care of us. And I'm gonna think of something. I remember a time when black people were took care of, when they had somewhere to live, when they got free food. I think their clothes might have been free too. Got to take free showers and all that, kicking on the weekends. Said they got free alcohol on the weekends so they didn't think too much. That was slavery. And we don't, well, I see, but the masses don't realize, man, nothing is free in life. Nothing is free in life. You reap what you sow. And if you think another person honestly is looking to take care of you and do good for you, go back and look in the mirror. Because if you grew up in any type of urban environment, you know people can't wait to stab each other in the back. Go look at every mass atrocity that's ever happened in society, and you see the government has blood in their hands. You show me one time that something major has happened that you can't point and say a government has something to do with that. You know, slavery was legal. The Holocaust was legal. None of these, the Tuskegee experiment was legal. And yet, somehow, we've all been conditioned to trust in the government, to trust in the system. And the coolest part about America is that we have individual freedoms and liberties. The world is looking at us, man. Black people should be leading the movement of freedom, preaching we love America for its freedoms, and we want the rest of the world to have freedoms. Not America is oppressive and racist, because that just shows our ignorance. Yeah, I think it was Stalin, who said the left was useful idiots, and we're proving them correct by running around talking about we're oppressed in America. I asked, 5 black people to let me know where you would rather live in the world, where you have more opportunity, and why. Because I don't know where you about to go where you can be a kid that grew up in a homeless shelter and make $1 million when you're young. In most countries where you come from, you stay there. And I know a lot of black people who done got it out the mud. Most of y'all favorite celebrities who be on TV talking, they got money, they live in big houses. You know? I think that the most disheartening part about the so-called black leaders and black celebrities is they can make it from the bottom only to tell you you gotta stay at the bottom or you stuck at the bottom because of your skin color. Stop believing in somebody else. Stop putting faith in somebody else. And this is really for the youth, the young boys who don't have fathers, who don't hear outside messaging. For the young girls who look up to Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion thinking that's gonna get you what you want out of life. I guarantee you, a man like me will never take you serious. Your value is in your education. Your value, excuse me, your value is in being educated about yourself. So you don't need a school to educate you when you got the power to open up these books and learn for yourself. We're being taught that having 20 degrees and having 15 cars is more valuable than having a family and to raising bright kids. And I always say, man, you can leave your kids $100 million, but if you don't teach them nothing, they're gonna be some dummies, some rich dummies. So open some books like The Miseducation of the Negro. Learn about Jack Johnson. I'm gonna drop a link to a book by Manning Johnson called Color, Communism, and Common Sense. That's another good one to read. I'm gonna probably put Booker T. Washington Up from Slavery in the description as well. And if you got any good books, drop them in the comments that are about Black history, that teach about Black wealth and how strong and how powerful people that we always have been. Because I don't look at life from the oppressive side that we've never been successful. I look at life from the side that no matter what has been thrown at us, no matter what they've tried to hit us with, that we've been strong, that we've been able to overcome, that we've been able to conquer. And the goddamn, we some real warriors. Like I got some real strength in my bones, in my veins, in my blood. Like my ancestors really went through some wars. Who am I to sit here to complain because somebody can leave a negative comment on a YouTube video? You know what I'm saying? As men, we got to stand up and really be men, and we got to show our young kids that knowledge is cool. You know what I'm saying? Masculine is being calm and being strong and being wise. It ain't being hyper emotional and wanting to shoot up stuff because things don't go our way. You know, if we don't save our future, who will? In the 86-year period that slavery, not slavery, but in 86-year period that lynching was documented, there was roughly 4,000, roughly almost 4,000 slaves lynched in an 86-year period. We pass that number every 6 months in homicides in America, and no one bats an eye. I think 20 million babies have been aborted in the last 30 or 40 years. We got to wake up to the genocide that we're committing on ourselves, and that the masses is encouraging us to do. The masses encourage us to make music about killing each other, and then to go out and perform those actions on social media and make music videos about those actions. The masses encourages women to go out and be reckless with their body and then throw their babies away. Ask yourself, would a society that cares about you teach you to break your families up and destroy yourself? I don't know, but I think that's what the whole supremacy is getting you to genocide yourself without you even knowing it. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, spread love, spread positive vibes. Make sure you like the button if you like the video, if you like what you hear. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time, YouTube.